Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Celeb Shakers. For those outside of Canada, Alanis Morissette seemed to be an overnight success when her album Jagged Little Pill was released in 1995. But with Alanis failing to gain international notoriety outside of Canada, she was a relative unknown. But that all changed when The Angry Story, also known as You Oughta Know, was released as a single. Morissette's fame took off starting in July 1995, and because each subsequent single that was released off of Jagged a Little Pill was seemingly better than the last, the Canadian native continued to gain more fans, fame, and album sales. Morissette was even nominated for several Grammy Awards for her work on the album, with which she walked away with two and would eventually have one of the best-selling albums of all time. Part of what helped to achieve this staggering status with the third album was the single Ironic, and while the song was very catchy, critics were quick to express their criticism of Morissette. Still, the album was propelled even further into popularity by Iconic to the point where nearly 33 million units would be sold worldwide, even though the track is arguably Morissette's worst. Ironic was Alanis Morissette's biggest hit. While Jagged Little Pill was arguably one of the most quintessential albums of the 1990s, it may not have been listened to with so much frequency had Ironic not been included. Interestingly enough though, Morissette was against the single being on the album. Had the Thank You singer gotten her way, she may never have had the professional success she ultimately enjoyed during the mid-1990s. I remember a lot of people going, "Please, please, please," Morissette explained, and I said okay. The uninvited singer went on to say that was one of the first songs that we wrote almost like a demo to get our whistles wet, but people wound up really liking that melody, and I just wasn't that precious about it, and I came to realize later that perhaps I should have been. What was different about Ironic was that it did not follow the storyline of the rest of the songs on the album. It did not hold a special meaning to Morissette as the other songs did, but because of the catchiness of the words and the melody, the song gained a legion of fans. Those fans eventually helped the song become the most successful on the album, debuting at number 11 and reaching number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. Alanis Morissette made millions from her song Ironic. When Jagged Little Pill was released, Morissette became a star, and because of the success of the album, largely in part due to Ironic, the Reasons I Drink singer became wealthy. So wealthy that she eventually amassed a wealth of tens of millions of dollars. It was a feat that Morissette would never have dreamed possible. Today, Morissette is worth between $45 and $60 million. Most of that money is a result of selling albums and touring. And while the head-over-feet singer has been in the music industry for several decades, the most successful decade was clearly in the 1990s after Jagged Little Pill was released. This is because the album comprises close to half of the total number of albums Morissette has sold since her career in the music industry began. Would Morissette have made as much money had Ironic not been included in her third album? Possibly, but given it became the most popular and successful song of her career without Ironic, Morissette may not have achieved the level of success she enjoys today. There was nothing ironic about Ironic, however. Of course, anyone who listened to Ironic would be remiss if they did not mention that there is nothing ironic about the lyrics of the song. At best, they are coincidental or very sad. And because of this, Morissette had to deal with critics tearing her song apart line by line just to prove there was no irony involved in Ironic. There are a lot of people that have shame around being stupid, and I did too. Morissette explained, "It was embarrassing to have the plant basically say you're a dumma for your malapropism." Morissette went on to say, "There are times where I'm grammatically very intense and very perfectionistic. There are other times where clearly I don't care and I make up words and I play with words linguistically like they're paint. The latter is what occurred on Ironic specifically because the crazy singer never thought I would make it to airplay, let alone to album." However, Morissette does point out an interesting fact that many critics seem to have missed during the 1990s when they were bashing the lyrics for their lack of ironic situations, and that is, the song itself as a whole is an irony, as it is ironic that a song called Ironic is filled with ironies. Ironic may be considered the worst of Morissette's songs because truly irony does not exist in the lyrics. However, in spite of this, it became Morissette's most commercially successful song. A fact that just shows that if a song can emit emotion from listeners in a meaningful way, if they can somehow connect to it, there is success to be had. Regardless of what critics or Alanis herself had to say about Ironic, the lyrics did this for fans in spades. Irony be damned. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.